there guys, so today's video is going to be my Onyx Storm reading vlog by Rebecca Yarros. I'm filming this intro over 2 weeks later at least, almost 3 weeks later since I read Onyx Storm. I read it on release day and I finished it literally 2 days later. I finished it so damn quickly. And these books are like crack, okay? Like, you literally cannot put them down. But then after it was over, it's like everybody went through like this mourning period of being like, well, great. We're not going to be able to be with these characters again until like 2027. Because that's the rumor that apparently... This light is way too bright right now. Apparently, book 4 might not be coming out until 2027. I don't know, people will riot if it doesn't come out until 2027. But maybe if she takes this year off, maybe she'll be able to start writing it next year, but then that means that it still won't come out until 2027. Honestly, at this point, I feel like I've gotten over it a little bit. You know, we all want to see what happens next, but at the same time, it's kind of like with Stranger Things, where it's like, I think it'll be worth the wait, because, you know, Stranger Things has been like 3 years, and the same thing with like Euphoria, which has been even longer. At least we've gotten 3 books, and, you know, she doesn't want to sacrifice the quality of it over, like, you know, I'm sure like people are so like upset that we can't jump immediately into book 4, but y'all, like, it's just a book, like, but I understand. I'm with you. I'm upset about it too, but we're just gonna have to be sure that it's worth the wait, and I think it's going to be. So right now I'm actually immersing myself into the Shatter Me series, and I just want to tell you guys that read other series that you've been putting off for a while. If you're upset about waiting for Onyx Storm, how about picking up all the other series that you say you're going to get to, but you haven't? It might be a little bit helpful, but also, like, it's just like nothing. I understand that nothing beats the feeling of being immersed in a world with series. Like, I get mad at myself for not reading more series sometimes, but literally read like over 20 series last year, which is fucking insane. So like, I missed that feeling of being completely immersed into a series, and I finally picked up Shatter Me, and I'm like, every time I pick up a series, even though I just read 3 trilogies in December with Belladonna, Daughter of the Pirate King, well, 2 trilogies and 1 duology, which was Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, I cannot believe how much I miss being in a series world. And it really is helping a lot, because like then I get to obsess about new characters. So, and I still have quite a few series that I can immerse myself in, and it'll just give me more time to be able to read those books and get to those worlds that I really want to get to, like Red Rising, Red Queen, Fury, Fireborn, Bridge Kingdom, Dance of Thieves, Assassin's Apprentice, The Rage of Dragons, The Shadow of the Gods. The possibilities are endless, guys. The Infernal Devices, The Hunger Games. I still have not read The Hunger Games and Ember in the Ashes. Cannot wait to get to that series. Spark of the Everflame, The Book of Azrael. Endless possibilities. So those are like the top tippy top series that I really want to get to. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. Just, you know, try and just get out there and support other authors that like probably have amazing books, like Fear the Flames. Love that book. Quicksilver. If you haven't read Quicksilver yet and you're upset about Onyx Storm, read Quicksilver. Trust me, that will cure your book hangover so much. That book is amazing, and we're getting the second book in November, so we don't have to wait that long. So excited, I can't wait. we're getting book 2 of Phantasma. If you haven't read Phantasma yet, you should, because I cannot wait for the second book in April. We're getting it in April, so it's not that far away. I also have book 2 in the Heartless Hunter duology, which I wasn't really that obsessed with the first one, but hey, still a romantasy that I get to read. Heavenly Bodies. Oh my god, that book was amazing. You have to read it. By Imani Iriu. Love her. Such a good book. Oh my god. That was the first romantasy that I picked up since Onyx Storm, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. Because, I couldn't read any romantasy after that for like a couple of weeks. I'm like, I need a break. So, yeah. And we got books 4 and 5 of Lightlark coming out this year. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I love Lightlark. I cannot wait for books 4 and 5. I eat that shit up for dinner. They're so fast-paced and so easy to read. I really, really enjoy them. Oh, we got This Woven Kingdom 2 by Tahira Mafi. So I still got to read that because book 4 comes out in September. And then also I wanted to read Shatter Me this month because I'm planning to read Hunger Games and oh my god, what is it called? King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, which is the rest of the Grisha-verse that I really want to finish. So again, the Grisha-verse is a great place to go to if you need like a longer series, and they're so fast-paced. There's like 7 books in that series, so... Or Throne of Glass or ACOTAR, if you haven't read either of those yet, I highly suggest you immerse yourself into Throne of Glass because it's an 8-book series. That'll take up a lot of time. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to read Shatter Me now is because that's the 4th book in This Woven Kingdom, like I said before. It's coming out in September. The spin-off series of Shatter Me comes out in April. So I'm like, I want to be up to date so I can read that one. And also, I've just been putting off the series for way too long. I also have the Demon's Witch Guide to Seducing a Demon and Wooing a Witch, whatever the fuck it's called. I need to read those. So excited about those. I might read Lord of the Rings. We got plenty. All right, we got plenty of books to read. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and what did you guys do when you read Onyx Storm? Did you take your time with it? Did you completely immerse yourself in it? Did you read it in a day? Did you read it in 24 hours? What did you do? Were you devastated when it was over? Because that was me. It was really hard to pick up a book then because I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do with my life now? It's people don't understand you have this separation anxiety and again this mourning period away from these characters that you've been completely obsessed with, and the fact that we had to wait a year and a half for the next book. I think actually we only ended up waiting a year. It wasn't even that long. Iron Flame came out in November of 2023. Onyx Storm came out in January 2025. So that's only a full year. And for me, when I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I read them back to back. I waited until Iron Flame came out, and then I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame literally at the one right after the other, because I heard the Fourth Wing cliffhanger was insane, and I'm like, I'm not waiting for that. I'm so glad that I did do that, and it was definitely worth it. We also have the conclusion to Powerless. If you haven't read Powerless, I would suggest you read that, even though I don't think the second book is as good. I still think the first one is great. Also, A Fate Inked in Blood, the second book comes out. You could read that. A Curse Carved in Bone. It's a really, really good duo. Well, I can't wait for the second one. That's only a duology, though, but still, hey, it's so good. You could read Once Upon a Broken Heart. You could read Caraval. Really, really good. Super fast-paced. Super easy to get through. So those are just a few of my suggestions. Again, if you guys have any more suggestions, please let me know. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get into it. Okay, so hey guys. So today has been Onyx Storm Day. So obviously I have been reading Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I haven't made any updates yet. I didn't even say when I started reading it. I just woke up today, finished my audiobook and my reread of Iron Flame literally right before I left to pick up my copy of Onyx Storm. I have such a tale about this damn book. People have been going crazy for this damn book, I swear to God. But I got the regular special edition as I hit myself in the face with the gold foiling of the dragons on the side. Sorry, this is marked on where I'm left off in the book. And yeah, it's pretty. I did not get the Target exclusive edition. It has like a map on the front and back. I think the Target one just has like exclusive art. Like honestly, there was really not much difference to the exclusive edition from Target and the regular special edition that they were also selling. So I'm like, I'm just going to get the regular special edition. The only difference is that the writing is gold. I don't know if I really love the white writing, but I like this cover. But honestly, I think I like the Iron Flame cover the most. But this one's still cool. And it has like the dragon on the side and everything. But anyway, so this is my tale. By the way, I'm loving this book so far. I definitely feel like her writing has matured quite a lot in this book. There have been like one or two things though that I'm like, I don't know about that, because some things have been cleared up really quickly and I was like, oh, but like at the same time it's still keeping my jaw on the floor, right? There's definitely plenty going on. I'm not going to be talking about anything that's going on in this book. I'm just going to tell you guys when I finish it, what I think of it, but I already know it's probably going to be a 5-star because I have probably rated all of these books 5 stars. So this is the thing. So let me tell you guys how I was trying to get a copy of this damn book. So first off, I ordered it from Amazon, and I just ordered the regular edition without the sprayed edges or anything, because like I didn't want to be delayed. I didn't want to wait to pick it up, but honestly, the Amazon order was not even going to be ready for me to pick it up until 3 o'clock, and I had left the house at 1 so I could go pick up the Target copy because I saw this comment on TikTok and I was like, why didn't I just do that in the first place? Why I even order it on Amazon is basically you order it on the Target app when it turns 3 a.m. in the morning. I mean, like some people just aren't up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Like I get it if they didn't want to be up that late. But I was like, I'm definitely going to be ordering it on the Target app. You just order it for either in-store pickup or curbside. And it was easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, was barely busy when I went at like, I think it was a little bit after 3, like 3:30. Actually, it was almost 4, and there was like no one in my Target. That was actually like the slowest I've ever seen it, because usually it's like super busy. So especially around that time, because most people do like some people do their grocery shopping after work and stuff. But I was able to just pick it up so easily. And I asked the Target employee, I was like, how was it this morning? Like, was it busy? Like, how many copies do you think you guys have sold? He was like, it was actually really busy this morning. We did have a line out the door. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, there was no way I was going to be standing in the cold online. Like, no, thank you. I would be freezing my butt off. If it was like springtime, whatever, but also like I've been hearing a lot. There's just has been so much shitty things that some people have done. And also people have been saying that the Target employees haven't been nice to customers. But my Target is always like, I have nothing but such sweet people every time I go to Target. They're just so nice. Like, and I think they would be helpful with anyone, because my Target's a super Target, and I don't know how it was in the morning, but I'm like, I'm not getting up at 7 or 8 in the morning to get this book. Like, First off, it's just a book. It's different going to like the midnight release parties. Like that's different because everyone is like guaranteed a copy. If they have paid for the midnight release party, they have a wristband and they're waiting in line to get the book. Or they're like going to a signing with Rebecca Yarros at like the Barnes & Noble in New York City. That's when it's like so much fun and when it's such an event and it's such like a camaraderie of fans that like you know that these people love the book. But I'm talking about people, I mean, if people wanted to stand online and wait for it, that's their choice. But they were also saying that those people that were standing online weren't actually guaranteed copies because they actually ended up selling copies in store to people that were just buying it online while they were buying other stuff. And it's like, that's pretty fucked up because like if you know there's gonna be a line designated and you know there's gonna be a line out the door for people trying to get this book, it's pretty fucked up that you would sell it to customers that are already shopping. But like the whole thing with Onyx Storm being released early, and you know the whole thing with Target, and they hadn't even pulled the copies from the shelves, and I had a feeling it was going to be released early. I mean, I knew it would be leaked online of somebody unboxing it, like, which is a little different than somebody like, you know, fucking putting it on the shelves like 5 days early. But Target never addressed it and they never pulled it from the shelves. And at first I wasn't going to get it from Target, but this is my mentality, all right? I'm going to read this copy, but then I'm just going to return this one. I bought it, I wanted it, and it was ready way faster than the Amazon one. So this is the thing. So when you do the order pickup at Target, it's ready in like 2 hours. But obviously, Target wasn't even open at 5 a.m. in the morning. So obviously, I was going to go later in the day. And I was like, this was so easy. I was like, I don't know why I don't do this more often. But honestly, I wouldn't do it for anything else besides this book. Because I was like, there was no damn way I was not getting my hands on it. Because I wanted to start reading it today. So the thing is that with Amazon is that since I got this copy literally for the same price as the one on Amazon, I sent it to Whole Foods so I could pick it up there. And usually it arrives like early afternoon, but I don't think it came until like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And I already had my ass sat in the library because I went to the library to go read because I thought my mom was going to like annoy me like when I was trying to read this book today. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the library and just log in and read there. But my mom wasn't even home until 3:30. And like I left the library a little bit before 4 p.m. And then I went and got food, and then I went and got my nails done. And then I also went to return the book at Whole Foods, but you still have to scan it. So you like technically have it. You can't return it unless you like scan the original package. But also the return center at Whole Foods for the Amazon packages wasn't working. So I had to call Amazon and ask them if I could return it. And he said, yeah, no problem. I'll take care of you. So it took like 15 minutes. It wasn't that long. But it was just annoying that the machine was broken. But hey, we're going to have a lot more worse problems because Trump is president. But this is literally the only thing that's making me happy right now is this. It's like, it's so funny how this was released the day after his inauguration. Like, what? Rebecca, did you plan that? But originally this was supposed to come out in December of 2024. So it's really funny that the release date was January 21st of 2025. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. And guess what? The book gods are on my side today, all right? So I was checking Amazon because I was like, you know what? I kind of really want the Kindle version too, because I want to read it when I go to the nail salon to get my nails done, because I don't whip out physical books when I'm getting my nails done. It's just too much of a pain in the ass. I always bring my Kindle to get my nails done. So I was like, I'll just buy it. And I'll use like my Amazon points, and I think I had like $1 off or something. But tell me why the audiobook plus the Kindle version together was $7.47. So I was like, because I really wanted the audiobook too, and I'm like, why would I pay fucking $30 on the Audible app for the fucking book because I don't have any Audible credits for the month? I got it for $7.47. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. So then I was able to listen to the audiobook when I left the library to go to get food because my mom wasn't going to be home. So I went to Chick-fil-A, which is right across from Target, which is the one that I went to. And I went and I listened to the audiobook. And then I went to Whole Foods so I could return the package. And then I went to the nail salon and read the Kindle version at the nail salon. But I actually hadn't brought my Kindle with me. I only had my Kindle app on my phone. And then the lady that was doing my nails, she's so sweet. She had a phone stand. And I'm like, this has been the best reading day ever. And I usually don't get this much reading done when I'm out like this. So I was like, I could use a stand while I was getting my nails done. It's like, people do not understand that the 3 different formats that books come in are so damn convenient. What, are you going to be holding a physical book while you're driving? Especially when you can't put the book down. Of course, I'm going to fucking listen to the audiobook. And when I'm getting my nails done, I'm going to use the Kindle version. And also sometimes when I go to work, I don't feel like bringing the physical book with me. So I'm just going to bring my Kindle with me tomorrow and read it on my break. And it's so much easier to read my Kindle version because then I don't have to hold the book open. So I'm mostly just going to be reading this version at home. And yeah, that's it. That's my saga. I'm loving it though, but most people have read this already, so I'm just going to say, Violet, what are you going to do about Xaden? What's going to happen? Like, I have no idea how she's going to save his ass, but things are getting juicy. Things are getting juicy, and I can't wait to go back to reading this. So I'm just going to read for the rest of the night. I don't care what my mom wants to do. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to read. I still have like probably a good 5 or 6 hours of reading time, and all I want to do is read this book. I feel like she puts crack in these books, to be honest, because you just do not want to put them down. So this will probably be my one and only update until I finish this book, because, and I almost, oh my god, I teared up at one part already. There was one part that made me tear up, and I was like, honestly, if you kill this character, I might stop reading. But I was like, she can't kill him this early. That would be crazy. So, oh, and also, Rebecca Yarros usually kills at least one character in every book towards the end of the book. There was a death in the first book. There was a death in the second book. There's definitely going to be a death in this book. I don't know who it's going to be, though. That's why I'm scared. I am scared. But, yeah, I want to get at least 50% in. But at the same time, like, I don't care how long it takes me to finish this book. Like, this is an experience for me because, like I said, Fourth Wing was my first romantasy ever. It got me into the romantasy genre and got me obsessed with the series that it's like, but I'm like, I just love Onyx Storm. I mean, I just love Fourth Wing because of, like, the phenomenon that it is, but also I do think they're really, really good books. There's such an experience, and Rebecca Yarros just knows how to create entertaining, fun worlds, and you just don't want to put it down. You just don't want to put it down. So I'm wearing my Fourth Wing Basgiath War College sweatshirt, of course, because of course I had to wear it today on Fourth Wing Day. And I also used my Basgiath War College tote bag to pick up the book. So I was all Fourth Winged, Onyx Stormed, Iron Flamed out. So, but I'm just so happy that I finished my reread of Iron Flame this morning. I would have been so annoyed if I had to read like one last chapter. I had also downloaded it to my Kindle because both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame are both on Kindle Unlimited. And she had just put Iron Flame on Kindle Unlimited, like, I think not even a month ago. I think it was like a month ago or something. So I was like, great. Then I can just download it and then I'll probably read a few chapters of it. I read, oh my God, ow. I read like one chapter last night because I just got way too sleepy. And then I read like half of another chapter and then I finished that chapter this morning. So I probably only read like maybe 40 minutes of it on my Kindle, but I mostly wanted to finish it on the audiobook because, like I said, I have never listened to the first two books on audio. So I really wanted to just listen to them fully. And I'm just so happy that I did that. Already got a goal for 2025 done, and that is a reread. So now I, had Fourth Wing and Iron Flame fresh in my memory because I hadn't read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame since November of 2023. So it's been like a full ass year. So I was like, I really want to go fresh into it like I'm binging the first 3 books, and it was a wonderful experience. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, y'all. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I already put Onyx Storm over there because I finished it literally like not even 20 minutes ago. And I finished the audiobook. I was switching constantly in between the physical book, the Kindle version, and the audiobook. I don't know if I said this when I said when I had started the book, but I was able to get the audiobook and the Kindle version for like $7.50 on Amazon, so which was fantastic. So yesterday I did get through a lot of the book, and I thought I was going to be able to finish it. I would have finished it if my boyfriend didn't call me at like 2 a.m. in the morning to wanting to talk for like a half hour. Um, or actually almost like 45 minutes, because then I wasn't even able to start reading again until like 2:50 in the morning. And then I only read for like a half hour, and then I started falling asleep. And then, what do you know, it's fucking 4 a.m. already. And I'm like, I have to go to sleep. So I just read the physical chapter of which chapter I was in the middle of. I was on page like 485. And there's like, I think it's 527 pages or something like that. So I only had like 30 pages left, but I couldn't stay up and finish it because I was so sleepy. So I just finished that chapter when I woke up this morning. And then I just listened to the rest of it because I didn't know that she was going to switch perspectives from not just Violet, because Violet is the main perspective and the main POV that we get. The main POV, not the main perspective, but you could say that too. That we get in these books, but she actually did one chapter on her sister's point of view, which is Rhiannon, and then Imogen, which is one of her friends, and then Xaden, of course, after that. But it didn't end with Xaden's perspective this time. I mean, POV. It ended with Violet's. And, oh my god, the way that Rebecca Yarros writes these fucking endings. She tortures us because what the what? Oh my god, like, so much happens at the end of this book. Like, that ending probably was one of the best that she's written. But also, like, with this book, there was some up and down things that were happening towards the middle of the book, but at the end, it makes me rate these books 5 stars. So of course this book is going to be 5 stars because it's just, there's so much action packed stuff that happens like within the last like 50 or 60 pages, but also like she doesn't like build it up where there's like no action that happens until the last like 50 pages and you have to read everything about them pining for each other again and stuff like that. But I feel like these are such a build up to what everything that happens, but also like there are like little attacks that happen throughout the book or like other things that happen with their dragons. And what I can appreciate about these books is that she gives us nonstop dragons. Like some dragon books, like I said, A Fire in the Sky, they like wait too long to get to the, like people like they love dragons. They want to read about dragons. That's why I'm dying to get to the Rage of Dragons and the Shadow of the Gods, because I know the Rage of Dragons and the Fires of Vengeance is going to be like action-packed dragons, and I cannot wait to get to those books. But I was a little conflicted towards the middle of the book whether or not my rating was going to drop under 5 stars because it was a little bit slow. But honestly, everything that Rebecca Yarros writes does contribute to the overall story. And even though like some people were saying they were a bit confused as to which characters were being mentioned in the middle of the book, and honestly I was a little confused too. And it was also a little hard to keep track of where they were in the book because they like traveled to this other place because she has to go there to because she reads a letter from her father. This is not a spoiler, and she has to go there to find out what she needs from there. So they spend like, I don't know how long, I think like at least a month or something for a couple of weeks. But then there was some parts where she was mentioning like characters from Basgiath, and I'm like, okay, are we back in Basgiath then, or are we in this place? But then they traveled back to Basgiath like a few chapters later, and then I was like, oh, okay. But like so much happens when they're at that place, like even though I forget what it's called, but also I don't want to mention it because I don't know if it's like a spoiler or anything, but like there's so much that happens when they're there, and then there's a lot that happens when they get back to Basgiath. And then, of course, she never fails to deliver the action towards the end of the book, and that's what makes it, like, edge of your seat, like, action-packed dragons and Wayron, and I'm just like, I eat it up every single time. I'm like, I know she's gonna deliver at the end. I just have to be patient. And also, this is the fastest I've ever finished one of the Fourth Wing books. The fastest I've ever finished it. And I feel like I am going to go into another book hangover now because I knew that this was going to be my favorite book in this video. And obviously, hands down, it's going to be Onyx Storm at the top. And then No Place Left to Hide, and then Four Ruined Realms, which was so goddamn disappointing. I would have to say, out of, I can't really remember like what other fantasy books I've read besides Reckless that I was like really anticipating. Oh, I loved Sky Shade too. I'm in the minority, and I love those books, but also like some people were saying that Sky Shade was not as good. I was like, I still ate it up. So, but this is definitely my favorite new romantic fantasy release since, I don't even know. Well, Quicksilver. I loved Quicksilver. That was a new release last year. I fucking ate it up. But like Quicksilver and Onyx Storm, Phantasma, Fear the Flames, they're like my favorite romantices that I've read lately. And Songbird and the Heart of Stone, I loved that book too. So, but there's something about these books that like I understand the hype. I understand why they're so fucking popular. There were a couple of things that were a little bit similar to themes of Harry Potter, and there was one other thing that I was comparing it to. It wasn't Lord of the Rings. I can't remember, but there was some parts that was like a little bit thematic. It was kind of like a little bit of a nod to Harry Potter, I feel like. Or maybe like the Hunger Games. Maybe there was a little bit of Hunger Games in there too. But also, like, I feel like people eat these books up, besides Quicksilver, because Quicksilver doesn't do trials either. But, like, people are getting so sick of, like, romantic books with trials. And honestly, I can understand that. Like I've said before, I eat up trials. Give me a trial any day, and I will eat that shit up, as long as it's done in, like, a new and unique kind of way. Like, the trials in Songbird and the Heart of Stone, I ate that shit up. So, yeah, I loved it. I just end up loving these books. I end up and I think it was such a great experience and added to the experience so much that I was able to listen to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame right before Onyx Storm came out, and I'm so glad that I finished Iron Flame literally the morning of me going to pick up Onyx Storm. And it just really helped like the overall experience. So I loved it. I ate this shit up. I already rated it on Goodreads. I just rated it an automatic 5 stars because I don't think I could rate them any lower because I just love them. I guess I could post my highlights too. It's not like they're spoilery or anything. It was really good though. Like, it's not a 6-star series to me, but at the same time, like, I've rated every book in this series a 5 stars because I love Throne of Glass. Don't get me wrong. I love Throne of Glass, but when it comes to, like, consistency throughout the first 3 books, because I thought with Throne of Glass, the first 3 books were super consistent, all the way up until Tower of Dawn, and then, like, Tower of Dawn is really, like, the only one that I didn't rate 5 stars, besides, like, I did rate Throne of Glass to Empire of Storms 5 stars, because I fucking adore those books, so, but since, like, Throne of Glass is Throne of Glass is a 6-star series to me, I fucking love that series, and ACOTAR too, but, like, when it comes to consistency throughout, Fourth Wing is definitely more consistent in, like, it's kind of a bit formulaic because we know that there's always going to be, like, Violet's, you know, it's kind of like going through the years at Hogwarts with Harry Potter. Like, she goes through her first year at Fourth Wing, and then her second year in Iron Flame, and then the third year in Onyx Storm. So then the 4th year is going to be the next book, but the 5th book, oh my god. So in the 4th book, we need to find out whether or not she actually graduates or things get more divided and there will be a real war. I feel like in definitely the 5th book, there's going to be some type of, like, epic war. But in the 4th book, I'm wondering if, like, the rebellion is going to keep on uprising and there's going to be a serious war or a serious kind of battle that's going to occur. I feel like that's what it's leading up to. I mean, I'm sure it is. Like, there's no way that it couldn't be, to be honest. But at the same time, like, Rebecca also, she has this way of writing things that you think are going to happen, and then it's, like, totally different than what you expected. I mean, a little bit of what was happening was predictable. Like, I figured out, like, a couple of things. But also, like, she does it in a way where, like, you wouldn't expect that to happen until it actually does. But you, like, kind of figure it out, like, a couple minutes before it happens. Like, I didn't think it was going to go this way until I actually was reading, like, a few sentences before that. I'm like, oh, it's this person. Or, like, oh, it's that person. But I could have never had predicted it before I actually was reading those parts. So, like, that's what I love, though, is, like, she'll like flip it on you to think that you know what's gonna happen, but you really don't. So it was really good. I don't know if this one's my favorite out of the 3 though. I think Fourth Wing is still my favorite. And then I would probably say, I don't know, there was just like a couple things in the middle of this book. I can't really rank them. I love all three of them together, to be honest. They all like contribute so much to the overall story because we found out a lot in this book. But also, like, I wish that there was like a, well, at the same time, pretty much the stuff we needed answered was answered. But also, like, the end, though. Like, no one actually gets physically killed this time. You just don't know if someone was killed or not at the end of this book this time. And I'm like mind blown. I literally, after I listened to that part, because goddamn, like, because since it was switching between three other people's POVs, it was all different voices. So I was like, I have to listen to the rest of it because, like I said, I just read the rest of the chapter I was on this morning, and then I just finished it listening to it. I listened to quite a lot of it yesterday. I only ended up reading the physical book a lot yesterday, probably like 80 pages of it. And then I had read, I think, a chapter on my Kindle at work. But I was going to read my Kindle last night after I was going to read a little bit more of the physical book. And then I was going to switch to my Kindle, but then I got way too tired, so I had to go to sleep. And then in the morning, like I said, I finished that chapter, and then I just listened to the rest of it. So, because I'm like, there's no way I can't listen to it if it's different voices for these other characters now. I'm hoping she might make the fourth book or maybe the last book, which the last book's probably not even going to come out until like 2027. But the fourth book is already supposed to come out next year. We just don't have a date. It just says 2026, which I'm guessing with the way that she made us wait a full year for Iron Flame. So I'm thinking like maybe the fourth book might have another January release again. We'll see. But like, and I haven't seen anything about her announcing it because usually most authors will just wait until the release day. Oh, that's cute. To like say anything about God, Instagram is so funny. About like when they're going to release like the next book. So, but I don't think she said anything about it yet. Oh, that's sick. Huh. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say. Oh, that's so sick. So yeah, there's nothing else really to say. I have 2 new releases that I am waiting for in this video, which is Freedom McFadden's The Crash and Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young. I'm hoping to pick up that book next week at Barnes & Noble, like whenever I'm able to get there. I might go Thursday afternoon, but at the same time, like, I might just stay home for the rest of the day after that. I mean, actually, I think that is Thursday afternoon. So I think I have more plans next week already than I do the rest of this week. I'm supposed to go to happy hour tonight, but yeah, I'm going to stop rambling and I will check back in with you guys when The Crash comes out and we start reading that book. So bye. Okay, you guys. So I don't think I can touch a book right now because I'm still processing Onyx Storm. Like, with Blood Over Bright Haven, that book fucking destroyed me, and I had finished it at like 3 a.m. that night. I think I finished it in like a day and a half. It barely took me any time. This took me 2.5 days, which not even 2.5 days. I finished it in like an hour this morning. I don't think I even had an hour left. But I am just, these books, like, there's so many theories, and I just took a break and watched some YouTube after. And, like, watched some people going to the midnight release party of Onyx Storm, and it was really cool. And then I watched a couple of TikToks of, like, people talking about their reactions to the ending and what they think is what is going to happen. And this book definitely set up so much for the fourth book. And people are theorizing that and thinking that the fourth book is probably going to be probably the best in the series, because like I said, I think a lot of things are going to lead up to Xaden and Violet and what is going to happen with their relationship. And the fact that they have to be so separate now, like, how are they going to come back together? This is not really spoiling, like, and also, like, I need to express some thoughts. So if you don't want to see this part, you don't have to watch, but I'm going to be as vague as possible, though. So, but like, Xaden and Violet can't be away from each other too long, because obviously Rebecca finally used the word mate in this book, but she doesn't say Xaden and Violet are mated. It's actually Taryn is the one that makes a reference to being mated, and it was so fucking funny how he kind of made fun of the whole fated mates trope that are in most romantasy books. Like, it is in ACOTAR, it is in Quicksilver. It's not in Fear the Flames, which I can appreciate so much too. But, like, those are some of, like, the big romantasy books, like ACOTAR Hello. It's, like, the biggest romantasy series besides Fourth Wing. And the fact that Taryn is the one that jokes about it, because he makes, like, a reference to, like, human mates and stuff, and then Violet screams at him, and she's like, humans don't mate, and then he's like, okay. Like, I just love, like, I love the banter between Xaden and Violet, but honestly, I think my favorite banter in the whole books, in all of the books, is the banter between Taryn and Violet. It's fucking hysterical, even though, like, I feel like it starts off really funny, and then it gets more serious as the books go along, like, especially with Taryn. But just so much happened in this book, and like I said, when I was thinking about it and I was going back, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be 5 stars, but then it's like, how am I supposed to live without not knowing what happens after the end of this book? Like, I felt like I could live with Fourth Wing. I felt like I could live with Iron Flame because, like I said, I didn't read Fourth Wing until Iron Flame came out. So I was able to read one book right after the other. Because for me, like I've said before, I hate cliffhangers. I hate waiting for cliffhangers. Like, some series I'll read because, like, I've never read them before, and I'll just read them as they come out. Like Lightlark and Reckless, you know, like Powerless and whatever. Which I don't, well, Powerless and Reckless, but I could care less about the cliffhanger and Reckless because I didn't think it was so good because it was so disappointing. But, like, with these, she just knows how to write fucking banger endings. Like, just, like, even though some of the struggle was, like, in the middle of the book, she like, keeps the story going throughout the entire book because, like, everything, like I've said, everything contributes to what it builds up to in the ending. And it's not like fucking Four Ruined Realms where fucking the last chapter and the epilogue was the only interesting part and the only thing that contributed to setting up the third book. With Fourth Wing, it's, like, consistent throughout the entire series that everything is leading up to something huge. And I think that this book was a major turning point in the series. But, like, all I was doing was watching YouTube and watching TikToks. If I would have finished it last night, I probably would have been able to pick it up today because at least I would have been able to sleep on it and then think about it in the morning. And then I probably could have picked up a book today. But I don't think I'm going to pick up a book until tonight because like I said, I am supposed to have plans of going to happy hour later, hopefully. I don't really know yet. I do have plans tomorrow night, but tonight I'm not really sure. If I don't leave the house today, honestly, it's not a huge deal because I'm fucking tired anyway. And I've actually been doing a lot the past week, so. But anyway, just, I don't even know how long this video is. I don't really care. Like, I'm not gonna, ramble that much about the crash and, and Out of the Woods. But honestly, The Crash would have been like the perfect book for me to pick up right now because it's a thriller, be easy, fast paced, and everything. But I don't know. I was thinking about finishing Games Untold, but I really want to read a Kindle read. But I don't know if I just want to read like another thriller or something. I don't know like what I'm in the mood to read right now because I don't know if I can even pick up something. Because it's like, I'm not like I wasn't like crying my eyes out at the end. Like I was crying in some parts of the book because the way that she it's kind of very similar to Harry Potter in the way that it makes you feel about grief, the way that you grow up with these characters, the way that you mature with Violet and Xaden, and like I said, going through their first, their second, and their third years of being at Basgaia. It's very Harry Potter-esque, but she makes it so unique where the stories are different enough. And I think that's why people dog on this series, though, is that they think that it's trash. They think that it's this. They think that it's that. Honestly, I think that this is way better than fucking Zodiac Academy. I actually determined that I don't want to read that series because I've heard so many awful things about the first book. And like I've said before, if I don't like the first book in a series, I'm not going to fucking waste my time reading it. Like, usually the first book, like Fourth Wing is my favorite book in the series. Like I said, I think it's Fourth Wing, Iron Flame. I honestly think it's Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, and then Iron Flame. I still really like Iron Flame. I love that book. I love all three books because like I've said, they all set up something to come. They all contribute something to the overall plot and the story of all of these books together. And that's why they're 5-star reads for me. Like, and like I said, I don't know. Just, I feel like she always pulls it together in the ending. And it's not just like looking forward to the ending because the whole rest of the book is boring. No, it's always something that builds up to the plot and the story between Violet and Xaden. But also like the side characters too, like with Rhiannon, with Mira, with, I actually got confused for a second that it wasn't Mira's perspective. It was Rhiannon's perspective that she was talking about. Did I say Violet's sister before, though, when I said it, when, like, my reaction when I first finished it? I meant to say, Rhiannon is her best friend. And it's from her reaction and her, from her POV. And then with Imogen, and like, now I understand why I was like, why is she throwing in Imogen's POV? And now it's like, the very last 2 pages, it makes so much sense that she put in Imogen's POV. I'm like, she did this on purpose. Like, what? It's just like, everything is so thought out with her, the way that she writes it out. And also I saw that she had to plot out the entirety of the series because actually she said that the TV show was picked up even before Fourth Wing was published. So I guess they knew how huge this series was going to be. And it's for good reason, okay? It's a fucking cultural phenomenon at this point. You can't say it's not. And for people to say they don't like it, they don't like it. But like, don't hate on the people that are experiencing this series together. And like, it's kind of like the camaraderie of like the universal love that people have for this series. Don't dog on them for that. They're not dogging on you for the kind of books that you like. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. But yeah, we will just read later. But I think I'm just gonna edit my other video. I have my 25 books in 2025 that I want to edit, and that's it. So bye. Okay, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, like I said, it's a few weeks later. Still trying to get over my book hangover. But again, I think that since I'm immersing myself in other series right now, and I have an endless TBR that I can just read until the 4th book comes out, I think I'll be okay. But if you have any other suggestions, again, please let me know. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at TBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And I hope you guys have a great day or night whatever. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And I hope you guys keep on reading and find magical books to immerse yourself in the world we are living in right now. Because we need some escapism in our lives right now. So get lost in a book, put those headphones on, and just immerse yourself in another world, because you don't even have to leave your room and you can travel to a magical universe. And that's why I love books literally so much. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Keep reading. Bye.